It just seems like an overstatement. And I understand people are upset about specific cases where people are killed by the police.
But Tucker, you can never understand. You can never understand because you don't
I can't understand because I am an American. Okay, whatever.
Tucker,
I'm an American. Hey, slow down.
You can
I'm an American,
and I have
the. Don't pull that crap on me. I'm telling you, I understand
not no crap, but look
that
at
some
Tucker.
things are upsetting.
You can understand that, but I live it though, and that's the problem that they're having. These kids, they live this. Their parents go to them letting them understand what's going on in America today. They live this life, even though they're 8 years old.
Look, they have a right to be upset about that or whatever else they want to be upset about, but they're making a statement, and you just said it, that the country itself is rotten. And if that's true, then why are millions of people from around the world, including Africa, trying to get here right now? It just seems like stupid and decadent to tell little kids the country's rotten.
First of all, I'm not saying...
People are going to say that about Trump, though, and that's not going to always be about race. For some, absolutely. Is there racism?
What part am I missing with you? What part am I missing that you're not
getting? You can't. No, because I don't think you can label everything that it comes from the lens of race.
I'm not labeling anything racism. I'm saying that's what it feels like.
Okay.
So
that's what it looks like, too.
You know, this is why black people don't want to talk to white people, because you can't. I'm sorry. Y'all just have to hold on.
Yeah.
Because anytime you say, hey, this is what it feels like, people say, oh, you're bringing out the race card.
Yeah.
So it makes you not want to have the conversation.
I want to hear what you have to say.
Because what you make me feel like is what I'm saying doesn't make any sense. When I'm telling you this is why I feel like this and this is what's happening and this is why. So when you say it's all about, it's not ever all about, as Van said, in part, this is what it feels like. So that's what I'm talking about.
You can't stick it in camera.
Malcolm, are you surprised that you guys eventually decided not to go to the White House? What aren't we listening to?
Excuse me. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Malcolm, is it? Are you surprised? There's, you guys are kind of embroiled in this controversy with the White House. Trump.
Yeah, please hold the phone.
Are you not going to say anything today, or just going to use these posters?
Did you hold it up again? We couldn't see it.
Took us 400 years to figure out as a people that white people's weakness the whole time was kneeling during their national anthem. That's a brittle spirit. That's right. On the rock, it's regular. What are you doing? Stand up. The Vice President of the United States got involved. Mike Pence got involved. He went to the game himself. These will have to stand when they see me. And all them football players looked up in the stands and saw Mike Pence and said, Mike Pence, come on, y'all. Wu-Tang. Bow! Oh! Foiled.
His language. You don't.
That's not true. He hasn't been racist.
Textbook racism was the phrase he used.
Let me tell you, because of the... You're going to say this is
if
because
you're a white man, you don't get to define what racism is.
Oh, I see. I don't
really
get to define it.
So a man who's been racist, you don't get to sit there and say that he hasn't been racist when objectively he has.
Do you know
and it's not about your opinion. The objective things. Racism is an objective reality, and Donald Trump has inhabited that reality.
Do you know that the false consciousness, which is the theory you're talking about, is a Marxist concept? In other words, I can't even open my mouth here because I'm a white male.
That liberal Michael Hayden. Yeah, that's screaming liberal Michael Hayden.
You're out of your cotton picking mind.
Cotton picking mind, brother. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I got some relatives who pick cotton.
Okay.
And I'm not going to allow you to attack me like that on TV. I'm not out of my cotton picking mind.
You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
He said you're out of your mind. Gentlemen, we're going to leave it right there.
This is ridiculous. This is what's gone on in America. This is what we're about.
Well, I hate to have to explain rudimentary Senate procedure to you, but there'll have to be 60 votes in the Senate. There'll have to be 60. We have 51. You all have to come up with 9.
I'm going to tell you what. Here's the thing. You don't ever have to explain anything rudimentary to me.
Good.
So be clear. Be very clear. No, so what I'm telling you is you should know that they have more than enough votes to do what they need to do. If there was a good
Do they
member,
have 60? Can you count to 60? We have 51. The Democrats have to send 9. Come on.
So the problem... No, you come on. You better watch it, Scott. Seriously. What I'm trying to tell you is that you have a majority, and so it's up to the Democrats, a small number, to come up with the rest. And here's what you're battling with.
Right.
Morals. Moral authority.
Look at even how they got the permit. And can I finish, Simone? Will you just shut up for a minute and let me finish?
Pardon me, sir. You don't get to tell me to shut up on national television.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. Under no circumstances do you get to speak to me in that matter. You should exhibit some decorum.
Ken, stay civil with how you... Hold on, guys. Both of you stop for a second. Simone, Ken, Simone, Ken and Simone, hold on a second. You need a reset. You need a reset. Ken, you don't want to use language like that when you're talking to Simone. You can
disagree. I'm going to answer that.
Just please go straight to the answer.
Mr. Chairman, I thought when you read the rules, you acknowledged that I shouldn't be interrupted and that I would have
reclaiming my time. What he failed to tell you was when you're on my time, I can reclaim it. He left that out, so I'm reclaiming my time. Please, will you respond to the question of why I did not get a response, me and my colleagues, to the May 23rd letter?
The Black Lives Matter movement for the past year has petitioned and fought to make sure that black lives indeed do matter and they're not gunned down by police officers or choked to death in New York City by like Eric Garner was.
I just want to make it clear and obvious that Richard Fowler refuses to condemn Black Lives Matter's protesters.
I won't. You sure? No, you know what? I will not condemn them. I will not condemn people who are saying that police, that unarmed black men should be shot by police. I will not condemn anybody who's against that.
You refuse to condemn Black Lives Matter's protesters who want officers to be executed in their police vehicles. That is what you are promoting tonight. Okay, let me just reset this.
We'll continue with Frank Luntz after the break.
We've been floating this country on credit for centuries, and we're done watching and waiting while this invention called whiteness uses and abuses us, burying black people out of sight and out of mind while extracting our culture, our dollars, our entertainment like oil, black gold, ghettoizing and demeaning our creations, then stealing them, gentrifying our genius, and then trying us on like costumes before discarding our bodies like rinds of strange fruit. The thing is that just because we're magic doesn't mean we're not real.
I also want to speak on the fact, Mr. Speaker, that there's racial disparities here. When there was a drug issue in the African American community, we were prosecuted, we were put in jail, children were put in foster care, families were ripped apart. It was treated like a criminal justice issue. We had Rockefeller drug laws. Our jails were filled with men and women that looked just like me and people from the 43rd Assembly District. But now, we have an opiate issue. It is affecting another demographic. And now it is a health issue. And now we have to put money into diverting individuals from prison into treatment. And so what is missing from this package is a restorative justice package for all those individuals that were jailed and for all those families that were ripped apart and for the individuals who have criminal records because they had addiction issues just like the people who are suffering.
I am here today to represent Tiana Thompson, who at just 16 was shot dead in her home here in Washington, D.C. I am here today to acknowledge and represent the African American girls whose stories don't make the front page of every national newspaper. whose stories don't lead on the evening news. I represent the African American women who are victims of gun violence, who are simply statistics instead of vibrant, beautiful girls at full of potential.
Oh, you're good. What agency are you with?
I'm the state attorney.
Same thing. All right. Thank you. Your tag didn't come back. Never seen that before. I'm sorry? Yeah. We're good now.
So it was...
We ran the tag. I've never seen it before. A Florida tag. It's never come back to anything before. So that's the reason for the stop.
What was the tag run for?
I'm sorry?
What was the tag run for?
Oh, we run tags all the time, whether it's at traffic lights and that sort of stuff. That's how we figure out if, cars are stolen and that sort of thing. Also, the windows are really dark. I don't have a tint measurer, but that's another reason for the stop.
Do you guys have cards on here?
Yeah, one second.
How we insist that the hateful language they hear from public figures on TV does not represent the true spirit of this country. How we explain that when someone is cruel or acts like a bully, you don't stoop to their level. No, our motto is, when they go low, we go high.